Hi guys, welcome back to my channel today. If this is your first time stopping by on my channel, you are absolutely welcome. My name is Onyeka and I am a YouTuber based here in Canada, Vancouver to be specific. So I hope everyone is staying safe during this pandemic. We got this, okay? But it's really hard creating content lately because of the whole, stay at home rule. Because everywhere is shut down, nothing's open, you can't go out except you're going to work or going to get food, and that's it. So creating content outside is really hard right now. I'm sorry guys, so please just have to bear with me and my sit down and talk videos. I hope you guys are not getting bored of my talk videos. So as you can see from today's video already, the title, it's me just talking about getting jobs in Canada. I'll be giving some details, some insights about it. So before we get right into today's video, please guys subscribe to my channel. I really appreciate it. It's just down there, and then when you click on the subscribe button, don't forget to click on the bell like button so that you will get notified for every video that I post and you will not miss any content at all. So let's get right into today's video. So I'm sure by now everyone knows how hard it is in securing a good job. Like, I don't think I know of a place where it's getting a good job comes really easy. So that same theory applies to Canada. Like, it's not easy getting a job here or anywhere else. So don't get it twisted. But for those of you wondering how you can get a job in Canada, well, I must tell you that it is difficult. Like I mentioned earlier, difficult here and difficult wherever you are watching this video. For those of you wondering how you can get a job from outside Canada and then potentially come in, well, I must say that it's really difficult because it's a long process. And so I'm just going to read this. First, the employers, they need to try to find a Canadian citizen or permanent resident to fill that position. And if they're not able to find anyone, then they need to advertise that particular job requirement in a Canadian job bank and then advertise it to other job portals like Indeed or a newspaper. And after doing all of that and they're still not able to fill that job position, then they go ahead to get a labor market impact assessment. When they do that, they need to provide information on the number of Canadians who applied to that position and did not fit that position, and they even need to talk about how many people were interviewed and why they did not qualify for that role. So you can imagine the process. And then a body called the ESDC, which is the Employment and Social Development Canada, something like that. So that body will assess all the factors, including the salary offered for the job position, the working conditions, and if there's any ongoing labor dispute in the company, all of that. So just imagine a job position was advertised and an employer has to go through all of those steps, which is really difficult, but it's not impossible. So people still land jobs outside of Canada and then immigrate here. I'm just letting you know that it's a hard and long process, but it's not impossible. I also forgot to note that please know that everyone has a different experience. I mean, what can work for Mr. A might not work for Mr. B or Mr. C. So everyone's experience is different. It can work really differently for you. Your situation might be a lot more easier than other people's own. So please don't take my word for it. And it's not a one-size-fits-all situation. So for people already in Canada, let's say you came in through a permanent residence or you recently graduated from school. Your field of study matters a lot in this situation because there are some jobs that, sorry, my neighbor's dog is barking. Well, there are some jobs that are in high demand. For example, those in the healthcare sector. If you search for healthcare jobs, there's a lot of job postings on that. But the thing is, if you're coming from outside Canada, outside North America, and you belong to a licensed profession, let's say doctor, nurses, pharmacists, med lab scientists, lawyers, licensed professions basically, you're going to have to become certified in Canada before you're able to practice in that profession. Essentially, what that means is, for example, I studied pharmacy in my undergraduate. I am not able to practice as a pharmacist here until I take their board exams. And there's about 3 of them, and I have to go through the whole internship process and 3 exams, and it's a long process and it's also expensive. But if I want to practice as a pharmacist, that's the journey I'm willing to take, to become certified. So that also applies to other licensed professions. They all have their separate exams and processes involved. I'm just speaking from the part that I'm knowledgeable about, which is the pharmacy profession. Okay, so with that, if you still want to go ahead to get licensed, you're going to have to find like another source of income, and you might end up doing like some jobs that are not within your field, and aka survival jobs. You're just gonna have to use that to stay afloat for a while to pay your bills, and then till you finally get certified and apply for jobs within your field. For people who do not require a particular license in order to practice in their profession, great, lucky you. At least you skipped a step. You will need to have to like format your resume to the Canadian structure, and you need to get competent in some soft skills like Adobe, Microsoft, Excel, all of those things employers usually ask for. Yeah, so you need to get like really competent in those areas because they are very important. And then you also need to learn like interview skills. You need to like watch a lot of YouTube videos. I did that and not funny. You also need to create like a LinkedIn account, and then I remember I always searched for job positions on Glassdoor and Indeed and on LinkedIn. So these three places, they were really helpful: Glassdoor, Indeed, and LinkedIn. You need to also create a LinkedIn account, and then you can get to network with people on that platform. Yeah, so some of the difficulties you might encounter if you're coming from Nigeria, highly experienced from Nigeria, you might encounter some difficulties such as being overqualified, because employers might be afraid that they might not be able to afford you, but you just want the job, but they will tell you you're overqualified. As painful as that sounds, it's actually a problem. One other difficulty that is very common is that employers will always tell you that, oh, you don't have the Canadian experience, which is understandable because everybody wants to employ people that are used to the system already. Nobody wants to go through the hassle of training people, trying to get used to the work environment, a new culture, all of that stuff. So one way in which you can get some little Canadian experience here and there could be like engaging in volunteer work. It's free, and I know you spend a little bit of money, like for example your transport and everything, but all of that will help build some Canadian experience on your resume. Volunteer work, so for students, I think it's better to take up internship during your summer holidays, just to build up your resume. So practicums, internships, volunteer work, school projects. Like I had a course which was like a community engagement learning, so I added all of that to my resume because I didn't have any Canadian experience, so I put all of that on top of my resume. You can also contact pre-employment services, where they host like a lot of seminars and networking events. You can attend some of those, and they invite employers to those events, and you can meet and network with them. It can help you like simplify the whole job search. I also want to mention that most times the first job you get might not be your dream job. So your first job is most gonna be like the job you take to gain like the Canadian experience, and then also to get your next job, which will be a better job. So most times your first job is it's like getting your foot in the door, something like that, in an organization that you want to work at. But the thing is, when you get that job that it's not your dream job, you're just using it to pay your bills and stay afloat, try not to get too comfortable in that. You can work there for a couple of months to build up your resume, and then after that you can go ahead to apply for higher positions. And also while you're working at your first job, you could also take like online courses, just to become more competent, especially if you came here to a PR and you don't have any Canadian education or degree. So I would definitely advise you to take online courses, or you can even become like a part-time student at a university or college, just to build up your resume. And then when you apply for jobs, you need to exercise patience. Like patience should be your best friend at that time, because you will go for so many interviews. Like just making these videos bringing back some memories, some unpleasant memories. Yeah, so I can't even count the number of interviews I went. Is it phone interview? Is it in-person interview? Yeah, but stage one is always phone interview then before you go there in person. Even in person, you can go twice. But so patience is a virtue in this phase. There might be tears, but you just need to be patient. The right job is coming. Don't give up. During this whole job search phase, one tends to feel pressured and rushed from friends and family back home, but just try to remain calm and focused. I believe you also need to believe that the right job will come along eventually. Something I also forgot to mention is that location matters when you're applying for jobs. For some jobs do, because it's easier for an employer to reach out to you and call you like the next day or a few days to come for an interview when you live close by, rather than you living in a different province. So I mean, you can still get a job from a different province, but it's just easier when you apply to. Yeah, so I know I didn't say so much, but just to recap, if you're applying for jobs from outside Canada, I talked about the whole process. I touched briefly on the difficulties surrounding, the difficulties in getting a job from outside Canada, which is still possible, but there are some difficulties around it because, I said it, I don't say it again. Rewind the video to watch it. I also forgot to mention that for students, you're only allowed to work about 20 hours per week. So don't go beyond that because you'll be kicked out. I hope I didn't sound all over the place because I felt like I did. But anyways, thank you guys for watching my video. Once again, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Just subscribe, it's down there, and let me know in the comment section what else you guys want me to talk about. My experience here, it could be anything, I'll be there waiting. So please leave a comment down below telling me what you want to see next on my channel, and I'll try my best to fulfill your requests. So yeah, so give this video a thumbs up, comment, share, and most importantly guys, subscribe to my channel. Thank you guys for watching my video, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.